Last week I started an online baking club with a few of my friends as a way to share and develop skills together. In that same spirit, I wanted to share my baking process with you. My recipe is a combination of Maisam's no-knead ciabatta, which I'll provide a link to in the description, and a recipe from Bread Illustrated minus the sponge. I start by mixing the dry ingredients in the bowl of my stand mixer. 430 grams of bread flour, a teaspoon and a half of salt, and a teaspoon of instant yeast or active dry yeast. Whisk together these dry ingredients by hand and then transfer the bowl to the stand mixer. Attach the dough hook and then set to medium-low speed. Slowly pour in the wet ingredients, in this case 330 milliliters of water and 40 milliliters of olive oil. And if necessary, scrape down the sides of the bowl. After a few minutes, it should become a cohesive ball and begin to pull away from the sides of the bowl, but if it doesn't, add a little bit of flour at a time until it does. Since we're making ciabatta, we want it to be slightly wet, so it should stick to the bottom, but mostly pull away from the sides of the bowl. Once your hands are coated in olive oil, roll the dough into a taut ball and then place it into a bowl that is also covered in olive oil. The inside, obviously, not the outside. Let the dough rest for 30 minutes to 1 hour. It should double in size. Olive oil is our friend again for this step because we are going to lift and fold the dough 6 to 8 times. Roll the dough into a ball again and place it back in the proving vessel for another 30 minutes. After another 30-minute rest, we are going to do the exact same thing again and lift and fold another 6 to 8 times. After a final 30-minute rest, we transfer our dough ball to a cast iron skillet, which should trap a lot of the moisture in during the baking process, and then place it in the oven. Preheat the oven to 500 degrees Fahrenheit, and then once it reaches that, reduce the heat to 450 degrees. Bake for about 25 minutes. A lovely wave of steam greets us when we open the cast iron and temp check the center of the loaf to make sure it reached at least 205 degrees. Transfer it to a wire rack and allow it to cool completely, which should take about 2 or 3 hours. Let's slice in and inspect the crumb. The top is nice and spongy, while the sides and bottom, which were in contact with the cast iron, are much harder and a little toastier. You can see on the inside we have a few big bubbles, not quite the enormous pockets of air you expect from a loaf of ciabatta. My dough may have been too dry, or I may not have folded it enough during the gluten development process. But I have no complaints about the 7 pastrami sandwiches I ate in the days following.